2026 is already here, and it feels like just yesterday when we were setting up our journals for 2025. I hope this video gives you some ideas or inspiration, whether you're having a late start to the year or you were ahead of the game and got 2026 started with a bang. I hope you enjoy my setup. What I decided for this year was that I was going to make my start of journal pages exactly that, pages. What you're seeing right now is a failed attempt at an idea for a journal that I got from one of the best bullet journalists on the internet, Jashi Curran. And that idea was called a Yearly Collections Journal. But the reason it's a failed attempt is because I never filled it out, not once in 2025. In theory, the journal made sense, but for me, it didn't work because I was always too lazy to go and pick up that journal and fill it out alongside my everyday journal. It honestly just felt like too much work. So, I'm repurposing this journal in an attempt to combat overconsumption and use stationery that I already have. I also have another plan for this journal, but that will be revealed in another video, so don't forget to subscribe and see what else I have in store. My hope for this year is that having my start of journal pages as pages that can move with me through my journal and into a new journal should I need a new one will make me more inclined to use the pages and not just forget about them like I normally do with my start of journal pages. Now, into the actual setup. First things first, the cover page. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of cover pages because I like my journal to be as functional as possible. But I feel like a cover page is necessary for your start of journal. It really represents the fresh start that comes with the new year and a new setup. I'm adding a border in 2 different sizes of black fine liner and adding 2026 in bold black lettering. What I am adding to my cover page is my word of the year. For those of you who don't know what that is, a word of the year is a word that you choose that becomes your main focus for the year. The word I chose this year is consistency, because a lot of my goals are habit-driven this year. I also added a small definition at the bottom to remind myself of what the word means and what I'm working on. Consistency is the quality of behaving or performing in the same way. I like to keep my start of journal pages as simple and clean as possible so that they don't clash with any of my monthly themes as I go throughout the year. I usually prefer a minimalist approach to my bullet journal, but last year I experimented a lot with different styles, and it made the entire process of setting up my journal my favorite part of every month. So, as the year progressed, I came to prefer setting up a more elaborate and art-focused style themes. And it really pushed me as someone who doesn't see myself as an artist. The next page I'm setting up is going to be my weekly schedule page. Now, as of recording this voiceover, I don't have any set weekly appointments yet. But I know that as the year progresses and all of us humans get into our usual routines, that my schedule will pretty much be set in stone for the rest of the year. I used to set this one up on a monthly basis, but I discovered that my schedule really didn't change from month to month, and I was just repeating the same things over and over again. So I decided that it would be better this year to just make one for the year, and if any changes occur, I'll deal with it then. next page I'm setting up is called a future log. For those of you who are new to bullet journaling or just don't know what a future log is, it's a place where you can write down future events or happenings that are too far in advance for you to add to your monthly setups. Most of us in the bullet journaling community set up our monthlies as the year progresses. So this is a great place to put all the future events that don't yet have a place. Also, while setting up the future log, my glue stick ran out. So there's going to be a huge dramatic change in lighting and quality, and I apologize in advance. This video was unfortunately not shot in order, so this is going to happen quite often through the video, and I just hope you guys understand. Up next, we have a place for my personal curriculum. I'm going to be doing a full video on the channel about how I'm choosing my subjects and how I'm setting up my personal curriculum, so don't forget to subscribe. But for now, I just needed a place to be a catch-all for what was happening month to month in my personal curriculum. So this is just a simple table that has everything laid out in the 4 quarters of the year, and as I pick my subjects and my books, I will just fill it out over here. The next page is something I like to call a practice menu. Now, I am a performer by profession, but I also enjoy exercising, and I personally think that everyone should be looking after their mental health. So this is a place to write down various singing genres, dance styles, physical and mental health exercises that I can refer back to when I don't have anything planned. Then I just pick something off the menu and go ahead with it. And I don't really have to think that much when I want to sing, dance, exercise, or just check in on my mental health. The next 2 pages are also ideas I got from Trashy Corinne, and they're just to add some fun and levity to my bullet journaling experience this year. The first page I'm calling 53 Things in 53 Weeks. Now, you're probably wondering, why 53? And that's because I like to group my weeks into the year where the most days fall. So for example, this year, the 1st of January was on a Thursday, which means 4 days of the week fell in 2026, which means for me, the entire week falls in 2026. And the same thing is going to happen at the end of the year with December 31st being a Thursday, which means 4 days of the week fall into 2026. So the whole week falls into 2026. I guess I'm just lucky because this year I get an extra week. But back to the spread. This is basically just a bucket list of things that you want to or can do in the year. They can be fun or work related. Literally anything you want to do, just add it to the list. To me, it feels like a fun way to keep track of all the things I accomplish or want to accomplish in the year. I drew it in 2 tables, both with the left column being a place for me to write down the date that I accomplished said task. Now, the last page I'm setting up is called 26 Things to Do 26 Times in 2026. Now, this is different from the previous page because these are tasks that I want to do multiple times or repeatedly throughout the year instead of just a once-off event. The left-hand column is to list the action, and the right-hand column I will fill out like a bar graph every time I do said action. As of recording though, I don't have a full list of 26 things, so if you have any ideas, please leave them down in the comments. And now for the final flip through. This video is coming out a lot later than I originally planned, but I hope that you got some inspiration and enjoyed it anyway. I hope everyone has had a good 2026 so far and will have a good 2026 moving forward, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Love you, bye!